Welcome to FootballGameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, bring you our NFL Week 8 preview between the Cleveland Browns and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with the Browns.
The Browns' offense has sputtered the last 2 weeks, and it's mostly due to turnovers and not being able to move the chain. So mission number one for new starting quarterback Jason Campbell this week will be to play veteran ball, which is number one, protecting the football, 2, maximizing possessions in the red zone, and 3, excelling pre-snap with getting out of a bad play and checking into a good one, and also making sure you're in the right protection. Now defensively, the defensive backs, in my opinion, will have to make plays. Alex Smith will give you at least 2 opportunities per game to make a play on the ball, and tape study is key. Tape study exposes tendencies, i.e. the Chiefs' delayed crosser on third down. Getting off the field is a must versus Kansas City. They have made a living this year in that aspect, and you have to own the TOP if you want to beat KC. Now let's move over to Kansas City in this ball game, and quietly the Chiefs offense is still trying to find its way. They've been playing capitalizing football, and this week versus Cleveland, I'm looking for Alex Smith in that offense to start attacking vertically more in the passing game. They must find ways to work the tight ends in the pass game as well, because right now it's 80% Jamal Charles, which is honestly not a bad thing, but you expect more diversity out of an offense. And on defense, I look for the defensive line to play a huge role this week. We know Jason Campbell is a guy that tends to hold the football a little bit too long, so the matchup up front will be what you should watch for and look for as far as collapsing the pocket is concerned.
The one thing Jason Campbell will have to do this week versus the Kansas City Chiefs, he's going to have to beat the blitz in short yardage and goal line situations. And I'm going to show you how he can get that done by utilizing a little motion and different personnel groupings. And we're going to show you right here, just a small split difference right here. You see we have the tight end flex out just a little bit, still on the line of scrimmage, and we have an additional tight end right here filling this void. And this is key, because one thing it's going to do is going to align, the defense has to align to the formation. They have to account for this tight end that's in this hole. And if they're blitzing front side, it's a great play for Jason Campbell to get the football out of his hands quickly. He has to diagnose pre-snap and post-snap. That ball has to come out quick. I like Greg Little on the outside. What you want to do is bring him in motion, and that's going to tell you right off the bat if this is man or zone. If it's man, he's going to come over, and it's ideally what you want, because he can get caught up in the wash. So you want to snap the ball, bring him across the middle. Why? One, he can catch the ball over the middle of the field. He's a tough physical player. He could break a tackle. He can make one miss. All those good things that you want for a guy that was a former running back. Plus, it's your built-in hot read. So that would be your built-in hot read right here. Next, we're going to have the tight end that's on the line of scrimmage run the stick route. And you can run the stick route all the way down the field. It's always open. It's tough to defend. Tony Gonzalez made this route famous. And your other route you're running is your blitz beater, which would be your speed out by the tight end in the flat. That's why I say it's short yardage and goal line, because that's why you have 2 tight ends in the ball game right here. Again, if this cornerback is following this receiver, he can get caught in the wash. This play is going to be open. The Cleveland Browns are also an aggressive defense, and the way Alex Smith can protect himself when they go empty is by having built-in max protectors in the tight end and in the running back. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So what you're doing in built-in max protect, like I've said before, you have the running back right there on the outside, as well as the tight end on the line of scrimmage. Now, they're responsible for these backers. If these backers are coming, if they're blitzing, then they stay in. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys protecting. If they're sending blitz pressures, you have that well protected. If one guy goes and one guy blitzes, then that guy that blitzes, obviously his man stays in. The other guy has the green light to go. So let's say both guys are not blitzing. What you want to do, you want to have the tight end check blitz and be the safety valve release out in the flat. So you still get 5 guys out in the route, but he has to check blitz first, like the running back. Check blitz first, backer's not coming, he's running the option route. Depending on the linebacker, he's gonna go in or go out. Now what you have on the outside, you have the receiver pushing up and he's reading the corner, versus a soft corner, boom, he's running the slant. Now if this corner is hard, ready to go man in your face, he's running the takeoff route. And this guy over here over the safety, what he's running, he's pushing right up the middle, down the middle of the safety, and he's reading this free safety as well. If this guy is trying to get over top of this route going over here, then he breaks it to the post. If not, then he breaks it downfield, staying down the hash. You also have this guy over here running a quick out so he can clear space for this guy going down the middle. So Alex Smith can be well protected with seven people protecting if those outside linebackers are coming, or one guy comes and you still have to slide protect. You want to keep one of those guys in. If nobody comes, they have free reign to go out into the route, getting 5 guys out in a pattern. So I think the Chiefs can protect themselves versus the aggressive defense of the Cleveland Browns by having those built-in max protectors when they go empty.
The X factor for the Browns will be Norv Turner's play calling and what Jason Campbell is comfortable with going into a game versus one of the best defenses in the league. The X factor for the Chiefs will be punter Dustin Colquitt and what he can do to pin this Browns offense deep. You want to force these guys to drop the length of the field. You want to make them earn it. And if you can pin these guys deep in their own territory, it goes a long way in getting them off the field. Now here are some coaching points for both teams in this ball game. For Cleveland, you want to be alert for Jamal Charles in the passing game. A lot of times it's not about him running routes downfield, it's about him leaking out of the backfield. You have to be alert for that because he can chew up yards in chunks. And you also want to shrink and execute. You actually want to play the Chiefs game versus them. Chew up that TOP, execute when you face 3rd and short, 2nd and short type situations, red zone situations, goal line situations. Execute and you can win this ball game. And that offensive line has to communicate. This is your 3rd starting quarterback this year. You have to be able to identify the blitz and stunts that the Chiefs love to bring in order to keep Campbell well protected. And for Kansas City in this ball game, you want to play the run on the way to the quarterback until the Browns can prove they can consistently move the ball on the ground. Just get aggressive in your pressure packages. You have to make Dwayne Bowe a factor. That's your best receiver on this roster. Get him the football early, involve him in the game plan, and use Alex Smith's legs to create opportunity in the passing game, whether that's moving the pocket on boots, waggles, those sprint out passes, or even utilizing the read option play action to help generate big plays deep down the field. I like the Chiefs in this ball game, and what will be another low-scoring affair. I think the Browns defense is very good and will do a great job of getting Kansas City off the field. The problem is the Browns offense. They're on their 3rd starting quarterback. I don't see a threat on the ground, and I also don't see these guys being able to move the football as much versus Kansas City. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Chief fan forums and Brown fan forums for always showing football game plan support.